Hello again, I'm currently Roman Control and welcome to my channel. As you can see, it's early morning and the only squirrel of the session has just arrived. Once again, the low light is playing havoc with the camera, so apologies for that. The weather forecast for this morning was good, but as you can see, the Cornish mizzle set in overnight. Again, for most of my squirrel sessions, I'm using my HW100 and the hide is set at 27 yards away. I've been topping up this feeder a lot, but I wasn't sure whether it was squirrels visiting it or not. Problem was, there was no feed left on the ground, giving the telltale signs. After making some adjustments and making sure the camera was pointing in the right direction, I made myself comfortable and prepared to take the shot. By the way this squirrel reacted, I could tell the shot wasn't good, so I quickly exited the hide. I found it lying expired about 5 yards away. A quick look at the shot placement explains what happened. The pellet struck just below the eye, there. Due to the position of the squirrel, the pellet tracked down through the body, hitting the vital organs. This ensured a clean kill. As you can see, this one's a male. After all the commotion of me clambering out the hide, I gave it another hour, but I wasn't very hopeful. I didn't see any more squirrels, but there were a lot of pheasants visiting the feeder. This explains why there wasn't any feed left, giving the telltale signs of whether it was squirrels or not. Judging by the amount of pheasants, I'd say that the small syndicate didn't have a very good season. After about half an hour, I noticed the pheasants were acting weird, and I noticed why. There's another hunter out on the prowl. I added this into the video because it's amazing the things that you see when you're sat in your hide. Just after takeoff, it tries to take a pheasant. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera, but you can hear it. This session was filmed the day after. It's on the same permission, but on a different feeder. I'd only been set up for about 10 minutes when the first squirrel of the day makes its way over. It's starting to look like I'm going to have to invest in a new camera with night shot mode, as the squirrels on this permission seem to like getting up early. The setup is the same as the day before. I'm using my HW100 in .22 caliber and the hide is set at 27 yards away from the feeder. As you can see by this reaction, the shot was good and the squirrel was going nowhere. I'd only just turned the camera off and was having a drink of tea when I noticed the next squirrel making its way towards me. The dead squirrel on the floor seemed to make this one uneasy, so I sped the footage up. They didn't usually care too much, but this one I think could tell something wasn't right and was extremely twitchy. Every time it did settle, there seemed to be a twig in the way. After what seemed like ages, the squirrel had still not got into the box. It looked like it was going to make off. This is when I decided it was time to take the shot. I always like to check my shot placement. This is the first squirrel I took. As you can see, is a good hard headshot. The impact has taken out the skull completely. This one was a male. And the second one, the shot placement was a little bit high, but it was still a good, clean, effective shot. And that one was also a male. In the afternoon I went back to top up the feeders. As I shoot on a private estate, sometimes I can shoot from the car. This one was at 37 yards, taken with the Brocock contour in 177. Unfortunately the footage wasn't very good because I was experimenting with the camera sat on top of the gun. As always, a quick look at the shot placement. This one struck just to the right of the ear. After I'd shot it, it had fallen off the feeder and kicked itself into a river, that's why it looks a little bit drowned. And that one was a female.